So, welcome. We're here with Karen Roberts today to talk about her experiences here at Christ Church. Karen, tell me, how long have you and your husband been coming to Christ Church?
It's almost 7 years now.
Wow.
We moved down and started looking immediately, of course, for church.
And what brought you to Christ Church?
Well, we went to another church, and it was very similar in style to the church we left, and I thought, well, maybe it'll make me feel not so homesick for my church. And it was a church, I had been Catholic, I converted to Episcopalian, and that was the first place, the only place I had been, and my heart was there. And I went there, and they were nice people, but there were no children. It just didn't seem what we wanted. And so he said, well, let's go over to Christ Church. I said, okay. And we never left. It was welcoming. I've never seen such warmth in a church. And the other church was good, but I'd never seen the kind of warmth, the kind of connecting that people do here. Coffee hours, a brunch, and you stay for an hour. We got invited to sit at tables. You find your own group. Father Chuck used to call us the table of wisdom. We were all a bunch of old fogies, and we talked about everything. So there was joy, there was comfort, there was connecting, and they were all important. And the services are beautifully done. The church, I love being in an old church. The people are phenomenal.
That's wonderful. I love hearing the church being the church, which is what we're supposed to do, to welcome and encourage and those things. What programs and ministries of the church are you involved in?
Well, I'm in Daughters of the King, and I had never even heard of it before I was here. I help with the food for the homeless. Once a month we pack 50 lunches here and get them delivered to the right places so they can be handed out. When they had Code Purple here, I was involved with that. I think it's important that we take care of our young and our elderly. We have an obligation to make sure everybody's okay. We have an obligation to educate our children. And so being part of the church is part of that.
Is there a ministry that's particularly close to your heart that you love the most?
I don't know. I think Daughters of the King is real important. But there's so much going on here. You can do lots of things and still be connected. And I like that.
Yeah. I can always tell when I listen to the announcements, it takes a while because there's so much going on.
Yes. I've never seen a church as busy as this church. I've seen bigger, but never as busy.
Never as busy. Is there something about Daughters of the King in particular that makes you just feel really good about the ministry here at the church?
Well, the fact that they even have it, the fact that they've done so much to bring it forward, and the church, this parish has been very supportive of what we do with Daughters of the King, and we send out note cards every year. I think just about everybody gets a card, and every month we have somebody come and say, "I got the card. Thank you for thinking of us." And the first time we got a card, I was floored. I had never seen such a thing, and that was beautiful.
Makes you feel very special.
And the group of women I'm involved with, that we have become extremely close. We're all close to each other, and that's a gift. You don't always have that. And you might work on a committee, but you don't always have that kind of closeness, and we're there for each other.
Is there a particular time that you have seen Christ Church, the community, be there for you, your family, or for somebody else in the congregation?
I've seen it there for lots of people. They were here for us. When we were moving from Pennsylvania to here, there were some real serious issues. There were family conflict, and there were problems selling the house because some things had been done that weren't very nice. And it really hit me hard. And as people, I had a couple times I fell apart. and people were warm and comforting. And somebody sent me a prayer that's one of my favorite prayers now, and it's along the lines of, God knows how unfair this is. God knows how much you're hurting, but he's there. And just those words that came in the mail on a little Post-it note were incredible. And when things finally got settled, they sent me a huge bouquet of flowers in celebration.
Oh, how
And that
wonderful.
that was such a giving and loving
Yeah.
and kind thing to do. It's made me be kinder.
How does all of your experience here at Christ Church, from the welcoming to the ministries you serve on to what you've received, how does that shape your interaction here at the church? How does it shape your giving to the church, time, talent, however you want to frame that? How does that impact you?
It's important to give when you're in a community. It's important to be connected and involved. I do what I can. There's things I'd like to do more, but so often meetings are at night. And Don and I have only been married 12 years, and this has been the best 12 years in both our lives. He says it, I say it. And I don't want to be away from him because our time is limited. I don't do meetings at night anymore. And he's 13 years older than I.
Oh,
So
wow.
the reality is, I don't want to waste a minute with him. I can do things later. And I do what I can here. I sign up for things and I do things. I come over. I love working with the teenagers. That's another favorite thing, I think, when we do the palm crosses and when we do the Christmas gift wrapping. Those things are all really special, that you get to connect with kids in a different way.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for participating. These videos are not only a great way to hear so much about our community here at Christ Church, I think it's also a great opportunity to say thank you, because I know there's quite a lot you do for this church.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You do so much.
Yep. Thank you.